Howdy, my name is John, and this video is two tag videos in one. The first tag is the running book tag. The second is the Spring has sprung book tag. The running book tag was created by Jose at Amazing Worlds, and I was also tagged by Jose. Question 1, the 100 meter. Which book or books have you read in one sitting? I really can't read books in one sitting anymore. It's just I can't read for that long of a time period. One book that I did finish within about a 12-hour time period was Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. This book was a really quick read. It's actually kind of thick, but I managed to breeze through that book in a hurry. Question 2, the 5K. Which books or book series do you read for a quick bit of fun? I have a couple of collections of the Far Side comics by Gary Larson, and I've really enjoyed these over the years. Question 3, the 10K. What is the longest standalone book you have read? I believe for a lot of people their answer is going to be a book by Stephen King, and mine is no different. Mine is The Stand by Stephen King. Question 4, the half marathon. What is the first trilogy or book series you ever read? The first book series that I got into was Encyclopedia Brown series by Donald J. Sobel. This follows a 10-year-old detective whose real name is Leroy Brown, but all of his friends call him Encyclopedia for what should be an obvious reason. And each book has 10 little mysteries that you can try to solve before Encyclopedia does, and the answer is in the back of the book. So it's an enjoyable series. I don't know that I've read all of the books in the series, but I read quite a few of them when I was a kid. Question 5, the marathon. What challenging book would you recommend that would be immensely rewarding? I'm actually going to go with The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. This is not an easy book to get through, but it is foundational into our way of life, and I think if you actually read the book but make your way all the way through it, I think it'll help you to understand some things. Question 6, the Ultramarathon. What is the longest book series that you have ever read? Obviously, if you've watched my channel, you know the answer to this one. This is the Xanth series by Piers Anthony. There are currently 44 published novels in this book series, and I've actually read all 44 of them. The next book in the series is scheduled for, I believe, October, and so I'm looking forward to reading that one. All right, the next tag is the Spring has sprung tag. I was tagged for this by Jess the Book Freak, and the original is by the Naughty Librarian. Question 1, flowers. All the flowers we remember are blooming again. Pick a book that's a fresh take on a retelling. Now, if you missed my flower update in my April 2021 wrap-up, I deliberately saved it for this set of questions. And if you believe that, well, I've got some oceanfront property to sell you. Anyway, my pick for this one is Till We Have Faces by C.S. Lewis. This is a retelling of the Cupid and Psyche myth. I read this back in college, and I really enjoyed it then. When I do a reread of C.S. Lewis's work, I'll read this book as well. Question 2, jelly beans. Obviously, the superior springtime candy of choice. Pick a book that you consider to be a sweet treat. Now, if you're a teacher, you probably want to skip the answer for this one, because this is a book I read as a kid, and I enjoyed it as a kid, and I still enjoy it as an adult. This is The War Between the Pitiful Teachers and the Splendid Kids by Stanley Kissel. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with this book. Question 3, allergies. Seasonal allergies often make your eyes water. Pick a book that made you cry. Now, I'm a guy, so I don't cry, but occasionally my eyes do water a little bit because, I do actually have allergies. Mowing grass, the eyes watered. Occasionally when I get to a book, occasionally the same thing will happen too. It's interesting how reading a book will make your eyes think that you're suffering from allergies. Anyway, the book is A Soul Forge by Margaret Wise. There's a situation in this book where Raceland goes through something similar that I went through. So, here again, similar situation, similar response. Question 4, spring cleaning. Out with the old and in with the new. Pick a book to unhaul. Now, I'm not really sure who to direct this at, whether I should direct this at Jess or at the Naughty Librarian, but neither one of you are my wife or my mother, so I don't have to do what you tell me to. Question 5, spring break. It's the perfect time for an adventure. Pick a book involving a road trip. Now, I had trouble picking a book for this one because I read a lot of fantasy. Most fantasy books have a road trip in them. So I'm going to pick the book that, according to Kevin Smith, is a book about walking. That's The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Question 6, mating season. It's that time of year in the animal kingdom to make some babies. Pick a book with some smutty delights. Is it too obvious of a joke to pick Watership Down for this? Probably so. So I'm going to go with The Valley of Horses by Jean M. Auel. Guys, if a woman tells you that size doesn't matter, she is lying. This book proves why. Question 7, rainbows. I just feel like spring is made of freaking rainbows. Pick a book featuring an LGBTQ plus character. The first book I remember with a character of this designation was Phased Out by Piers Anthony. This is the 7th and final book in the Apprentice Adept series, and my plan is to reread this book in June. Question 8, Spring Awakening. This is one of my all-time favorite musicals, even though it's filled with completely dysfunctional characters. Pick a book that's also filled with completely dysfunctional characters. For this one, I'm going to go with The Black Company by Glenn Cook. I'm in the middle of reading this series. The Black Company is the first book in the series. And really, all of the books that I've read thus far have completely dysfunctional characters. Question number 9, in like a lion, out like a lamb. Pick a book series that didn't get better as it progressed. For this series, I'm going to pick the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. I really enjoyed the first book, Wizard's First Rule. And then I read the second book, and it was okay. I enjoyed it. And then I read the third book, and it was okay. And then I read the fourth book, and the fourth book I was like, Richard and Kaylin aren't even really likable characters anymore. And then I did an internet search on the author and found out what a jerk he is, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with the series. Question 10, Fun in the Sun, tag some friends. For the running book tag, I'm going to tag Jess the Book Freak, who kindly tagged me in the Spring Has Sprung tag. For the Spring Has Sprung tag, I'm going to tag Ian from B&B Books and Jose from Amazing Worlds. For both tags, I'm going to tag Steve Talks About Books and Things, and I'm going to tag David Wiley. David is a fairly new booktuber, so if you're not familiar with him, go and check his channel out. Next, I'm going to tag Carrie from Very Literary Carrie. Lastly, for both tags, I'm going to tag Joanna. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.